Hi, welcome to this edition of the Desert Vision. I'm Staff Sergeant Xaime Hernandez.
And I'm Specialist Brittany Lobos.
Coming up on this edition, the United States Army and Amiri Guard take on an urban assault course, and coalition forces partake in a Liberation of Kuwait awareness event.
And I had a chance to link up with an Army dust-off crew chief at Camp Buehring, Kuwait. Soldiers with 1st Battalion, 68th Armored Regiment fostered their continuing relationship with Kuwait as they teamed up for an exercise capstoned in an urban assault drill. I got the opportunity to cover the experience. Coalition forces build strength and unity by focusing on integrating the capabilities of their nations. As equal partners, the Amiri Guard and the United States Army train together to further regional security and stability.
This training is very good because it's broken the routine and changed the training of only me to use a different team with American guys and Kuwaiti guys. Now we have a competition. Before we don't have only same routine every day. Now we've broken this one.
The Kuwaiti military and the United States Army work closely to solidify the continued safety of the Kuwaiti population through partnership.
I think it's incredibly important. I think if you ask my soldiers, I say that this is probably the highlight of their deployment experience. Any opportunity to work with a foreign entity, the Amiri Guard in particular, has been highly beneficial, highly rewarding for them. Not only is it an encouragement to us as soldiers to continue being excellent soldiers, but it gives us motivation to excel with these foreign entities.
By continuing to foster a strong relationship, the two forces have invested in improving their readiness, allowing them to build a responsive force dedicated to protecting the long-term partnership between Kuwait and the United States. The squad with the highest score from the Amiri Guard were inducted as honorary members into the 168 Armor's Ghost Platoon.
That had to be a really great feeling for those Amiri Guard soldiers.
It was really neat. They got sniper tabs and everything.
Fatima bin al-Walid, an all-girls school in Kuwait City, honored coalition forces with the Silver Jubilee Memorial on the 25th anniversary of Kuwait's liberation. Sergeant Rick Bush files this report.
The state of Kuwait and the United States are long-standing partners in regional security based on shared core values and mutual respect for human dignity. The United States, as part of a United Nations coalition, fought with the Kuwaiti people to end the occupation of Saddam Hussein's forces of Kuwait in 1991, and that partnership has continued ever since.
The U.S.-Kuwaiti partnership is very strong, and it's particularly strong right now as we look at the instability in the region. Kuwait has been a great support for our military operations in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and Syria with a lot of their logistics. But more than that, Kuwait has provided more than $1 billion of assistance to Syrian refugees, Iraqi displaced people, to try to lessen the humanitarian impact of the conflicts in the region.
Coalition forces were recognized and thanked for their part in the liberation of Kuwait. This recognition aims to strengthen the memory for future generations and build on the enduring partnership between Kuwait and the United States.
It's a reminder. 25 years wasn't that long ago, but some of these kids weren't even born then. So learning the history of how the international coalition came together to give back the country, it will be forever in their memory, and they'll see that the U.S. and the coalition was here for the good.
Coalition forces build on strength and unity, focusing on cooperation and improving their nation's security and stability. A Kuwaiti citizen and former U.S. Army soldier who fought for liberation shows the true meaning of an enduring partnership.
To me, I'm really honored because when I was in the States and Iraq took over Kuwait, I said I can't forgive myself if I do not volunteer. So it is really an honor for me to be with you guys. And believe me, we learn so much from it because I think you are one of the major forces which liberated Kuwait.
Thank you to the United States of America.
Reporting for U.S. Arsenal Public Affairs, I'm Army Sergeant Rick Bush.
This was the first of 6 awareness events hosted by the Kuwaiti Ministry of Education that will lead up to a celebration of the liberation of Kuwait in February.
Keep watching after this break.
from U.S. Army Central and the Royal Saudi Land Forces met for the first time on Camp Arifjan to discuss mission command and security cooperation. The summit gave the partners an opportunity to reaffirm support for the long-term sustainment of security and stability in the region.
United States Army engineer divers work with and support a variety of government and military agencies. Army Sergeant Rick Bush spent the day with a few of these guys at the Kuwait Naval Base.
Operation Red Bull gives Army divers an opportunity to show off their skills and keep the 74th Engineer Dive Detachment a ready force to provide strategic depth to U.S. Army Central. By maintaining their skills and ability to react quickly to any mission, this training keeps divers competent and efficient in their mission-essential tasks.
This week, we're just attaching lift bags, which is just a bag. It can be either open bottom or totally enclosed, and we rig it to the sunken object. We fill it with air, and just because of the buoyancy in those lift bags, they're able to lift it up, but it doesn't reach all the way to the surface, but we're able to bring it off the bottom.
Doing your duty means more than carrying out your assigned tasks. Duty means being able to accomplish a task as part of a team. When a diver goes underwater, he relies on his team to help keep him safe.
I'm actually really comfortable with my leadership and everyone. We might goof around, have arguments, we're like one big family, but when it comes down to the job, completely professional, and no one's looking out for numero uno, they're looking out for everybody.
Considering that I've never experienced diving any deeper than you can in the community pool, I asked an Army diver what it feels like when you're under 100 feet of water.
Imagine walking on the moon with a little bit of resistance.
Of course, I'm not an astronaut and I've never been on the moon. Army diver, can you give me a little more detail?
It's called nitrogen narcosis, and what happens is the nitrogen that's in the air, when you're down that deep, the partial pressure is too much, so your body doesn't know what to do with it. It's kind of like a drunk feeling.
Topside, this is Red Diver. We are able to move the project.
Reporting for U.S. Arcent Public Affairs, I'm Army Sergeant Rick Bush.
The 74th Dive Detachment currently has 8 divers working to earn their Salvage Diver badge.
But that was really neat.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine working 100 feet underwater.
Well, what about up in the air? I got the opportunity to spend the day following around a dust-off crew and learn just how important a crew chief's job is, especially when the bird isn't his only priority.
Sergeant Gregory Martinez. I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico, assigned to Charlie Company, 1st of the 171st Dust-Off. I'm a UH-60 helicopter crew chief. Dust-off to me is the people who are going to come and turn your really bad day into possibly a good day. So when you're hurt out on the battlefield, you know that someone is coming to get you no matter what. Any situation that you find yourself in where you need help, we're the people that are going to do whatever we can at all costs to come get you. So after identifying that the crews are on the mission or on the standby mission, they'll walk down to flight operations where they'll check in. That's also where the crews will stay while they're on duty. They'll eat there and kind of hang out there while they're on duty for their 24 to 48-hour shift. These helicopters aren't like your car at home. They do something that we're not really meant to be doing, fly through the air. So I need to know that this helicopter is capable of performing what we need it to perform on mission, and I also need to know that I have the amount of time to the next inspection to cover my next 48 hours of duty. This is generally the setup for a medevac mission. Myself, as the crew chief, will be sitting on the right-hand side of the aircraft, and the medic will be sitting on the left-hand side of the aircraft. The medic, when we're on mission, will usually be in the back in the cabin attending to his patient. And if he needs me, the crew chief, I'll step out of my seat and I'll come help him. Personally, I feel responsible for this helicopter's abilities to perform the mission, because it's not just going to affect me and my crew that this helicopter can't get off the ground on time. It's not going to just inconvenience us. It is going to cost someone possibly their life. So making sure this helicopter is mission ready before I even assume duty is
paramount. No, I think that I have the best job in the Army, and I'm sure a lot of people say that about their jobs, but honestly, this is one of the best things that you can do to serve your country.
Charlie Company is one of 6 National Guard units providing medevac support for U.S. Army Central in Kuwait.
So, did you actually get to go up on the bird?
No, they were grounded because of the weather.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for this episode of Desert Vision. For these stories and more, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/US Army Central.
And our YouTube channel at youtube.com/US Army Central.
I'm Staff Sergeant Xaime Hernandez.
And I'm Specialist Brittany Lobos.
Thanks for watching.